Hello guys, you're watching Computer Edu 101 videos, and today in this video I'm going to show you how to set up a remote connection to your Raspberry Pi using your Windows 7 computer with the graphical user interface of your Raspberry Pi operating system. That's it. That's right, folks. You can connect remotely to your Raspberry Pi from your Windows 7 computer while watching the graphical user interface of your Raspberry Pi operating system. And I'm going to show you each and every steps that you need to perform to get this thing done. Now, the first thing that you need to do before you get started is to install the Raspberry Pi operating system. That is Raspbian VZ operating system into your SD card. Prepare it and then put it into the Raspberry Pi and boot it up. Then you'll get a lot of options to do from there. I can't just keep on rambling about that. You need to check that out. You'll get a lot of options down there. You can just do it. So initially, when you're setting up the Raspberry Pi, you do need a display, a keyboard, and a mouse. I believe you will not have any kind of problem setting up the Raspberry Pi, because I believe each and every one of you either have a HD TV or old television at your room, so you can just set it up and just get it going over there. To get this thing done, you do need a working internet connection into your Raspberry Pi, because you need to download a package. So first thing, I'm going to connect to my Raspberry Pi using a character-based remote connection, which you often get to see in YouTube tutorial. That is by using software called PuTTY. And you need to find the internal IP address of your Raspberry Pi in your network by typing the command ifconfig, that is ifconfig, either in your terminal or in the command prompt of your Raspberry Pi. And when you do get that, just dial it over here and you'll get to see it. Just connect it. The initial username of Raspberry Pi is Pi, and the default password for the Raspberry Pi is RASPBERRY, that is Raspberry. But in my case, I have changed the password when at the time of first boot, so I will just pop in my password over here, and there you go. I believe, okay, I think I have provided a wrong password down there. Okay, as you can see, it has successfully logged into my Raspberry Pi. Now you need to perform a sudo apt-get install Xrdp. Now before you install that, let me give you a little heads up what Xrdp is. Do remember, this process, whatever you're seeing, is only possible in Windows 7 computers, not even in Mac, not in Linux, and not even in Windows 8 computers, because the remote desktop, actually you can get it working on a Windows 8 computer, but it can only work in Windows platform, not in Mac or in Ubuntu. In these two platforms, you can only access it using character-based interface. Anyways, let's not rumble. Let's go through. Actually, you can also get the graphical user interface by using another process, that is X11 forwarding, and I don't believe that it's as good as using Xrdp. Anyways, let's not talk about that. So RDP is a protocol that Windows computer uses to remotely connect to the desktop. The full form of RDP is Remote Desktop Protocol, which connects to the Raspberry Pi via a remote connection and shows you the graphical user interface of the computer. So you need to pop in sudo apt get install Xrdp. Now after that, you need to press enter. Then it will search the packages, and then it will show you an option whether you want to install it or whether you don't want to install it. You just press Y and press enter. Then the package will be installed into your system. What do you need to do next? Nothing. Just log out of your Raspberry Pi and pop out your keyboard, your mouse, and your display out of that, and just keep the power and the Ethernet cable connected to your Raspberry Pi with your internal networking system. So the next thing that you need to do is go to the Windows 7 computer, and up here it will show you a dialog box which will be asking for the internal IP address of your computer in which you want to connect to. You need to pop in the internal IP address of your Raspberry Pi down here and just press connect. And when you do that, it's gonna ask you for the username and password of your Raspberry Pi. So do provide that and then click OK, and then you'll get something like this. It's actually the desktop graphical user interface of the Raspberry Pi that I'm using right on my shelf, which is like almost 10 to 14 feet away from me. I can just see the lights blinking. Anyways, it's quite far away, and it's connected to my modem, not modem, my router, which is connected to this computer. So basically, I can access it. So there you go, guys. That's the way how you can access your Raspberry Pi remotely with the graphical user interface. So before I end this video, I'd like to if you have any kind of questions regarding any of the steps which you haven't been able to follow, please don't forget to post your questions down below in the comment section. And if you also have any kind of feedback, you can also post that down below in the comment section. If you think that this kind of video is pretty helpful, and if you want to see more of our videos, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you think that I have done a pretty good job with this video, please don't forget to like my video. And I hope that this video was pretty elaborate to describe all the process that you need to do to get this kind of thing going on. And I hope that I'll see you on my next video, because you'll be subscribing to my channel. I hope so. Anyways, guys, have a nice one. Have a nice accessing your Raspberry Pi. Adios.